Okay. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Michael here from Bryn Mawr Quilts. I just want to thank everybody for spending the morning with me and, just taking the time out of their busy schedule to, come and hang out with me. That's all. I mean, I'm so glad that everybody is here this morning. And we are going to be going over a bunch of stuff, but most importantly, I will be unveiling my wonderful new fabric line. It's my very first. Oh, this is my dog, Elfie. She wanted to come and say hello to everyone. Good girl. All right, go lay down. So I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in today, and I hope we're going to have a little bit of fun. How is everybody's holidays? I hope everybody's all recovered and, taking care of what they have to take care of. The comments are on, so please ask questions. Let me know how everybody's holiday was. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I think it'll be fun. To everybody who has been supporting me these past couple years, I couldn't have done this without you. You have been my steamboat, my main cart to bring me through to the future. And I just love the way that, quilting has inspired me. And I hope everything that I have done has inspired you. And I want to welcome you today. So let's take a few minutes and see how everybody is. And then we'll kind of jump right in. Has anybody had, did they get everything they wanted for Christmas? If you celebrated, if you celebrate other holidays, how does that work for you? So please chime in. This is one of my latest quilts that I just finished. Thanks to Renee Nanneman from Needle Love through Andover. This is her retro ho-ho. This was such a fun project. This pattern is currently available on my Etsy page, and it is so much fun. It's absolutely beautiful. It's an illusion. I absolutely love making Dresdens now after doing this pattern and bringing it to life for you all. So I hope you're all good. Let's see. Any comments yet? Not yet. Okay. Well, I guess everybody's still logging in. I know it's only been a few minutes. So, hey, Teresa. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, how about, I don't know, how's the weather by you all? I know it's about 45 degrees here, which is pretty warm for this time of year, but that's okay. We'll take it. Better than snowing and being trapped in the house. So, all right. So I guess let's get started. Let's start before I do any unveiling. I'm going to wait for more people to come. Let's kind of talk about what's to come for the 2026 calendar because I have a lot going on. In January, I will be at the Manatee Patchwork Quilt Guild from the 4th through the 6th. We're going to be doing an amazing workshop. It's my Hope Floats. I'm going to be teaching that class, and I'm going to be doing a Q&A and a trunk show. So if you're in that area, please contact the Manatee Patchwork Quilt Guild down in Sarasota, Bradenton, and they will be able to help you. It's on their website. I'll post a link after the video. So if you guys are down in the area, you can come by and see me. If you'd like to meet me, little meet cute. So that'll be fun. For February, I'm actually going to be teaching a class, at the Robert Sewing Center out in Joliet, which is in Illinois. And then at the end of February, I am super excited. I am going to be at Susan Brown. She used to work for Missouri Star. She invented the binding tool ruler. She's hosting a retreat that I will be attending as, some fun time. So if you want to come and it's not related to the business, just come and hang out with me and we'll be sewing for about a week. That's super fun. That's in Okoboji, which is super cool. You can go on, I'll also place a link after so you guys can see where it's at. It's so beautiful, and Susan is such a good friend of mine. I'm really excited about going to this. It'll be super cool. So if the tickets will be going on sale after the first of the year, so you can get in. All the meals are included, your stay. You just have to get to Okoboji. So that's it. Let's see. In March, I'm also teaching a couple of classes, Robert's Sewing Center, and then at, I always mess this up because I never know if it's Downers Grove or if it's Old Orchard, or excuse me, I can never remember the name of the city. But anyway, it's at the Quilter's Quest in Downers Grove. It is Downers Grove. It is Downers Grove. So you can come out and see me. That's going to be a partial seams class, which is going to be super fun. And then I have a little bit of smattering in March, but I also, in April, I will be doing a craft tour for local artisans in Chicago. It's the last weekend in April, and it's over in Pilsen, and they're going to be unveiling a bunch of artists, and that's super fun. So it's not just quilting related. It's going to be like ceramics and painting and different art drawings and stuff like that. So I'm actually one of the keynote speakers for that, which is going to be super fun. So it's totally supporting local artists in Chicago, which I'm grateful that they are bringing in quilting, because this is the first time that they're ever going to be introducing quilting. And I snagged the spot, so that's super fun. You can come and do meet cute, and it's gonna be super fun. So that's great. Love it. I have May is a huge full month for me. I will be at H&H, which is right here in Illinois. It's in Rosemont, and it's at the Donald D. Stevens Convention Center. Just super great. I'm going to be there with Andover. I'm going to be there for festival, because this is the first time this year, or in 2026, that they are opening it up to the public. So the first half of it, which is May 1st through the 3rd, you'll be able to come in, and you're not a vendor, and you'll be able to meet all of the designers from every company, especially Andover, because we'll all be there. Come and join me. You'll get to see my booth. You'll get to, buy stuff from me. Doing pre-orders in person at that time for my fabric line Sparrow Falls. And then I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be teaching a class there that you could take. Just waiting for more details on that. And then if you are a shop owner and you are tuning in today, the H&H then goes into the market, which is for different quilt shops, different vendors, where you can come in and then you can meet with us, and you could get our products and carry it in your shop, which is super fun. And H&H, let me tell you, I went to it last year, and it was such an amazing experience. I got to meet so many great people in the industry. And it's not just quilting, it's other fiber arts and different things. So it's definitely a must-see if you could get the time off and come. I would definitely come out and do that. And then just a week and a half after that, I will be at Missouri Star with my own retreat that I am hosting. It's just under a week. You could arrive on Monday for early check-in, and you will be with me for the whole week. Checkout is on Friday, and we're going to be doing little breakout classes. I'm going to be teaching my Hope Floats class, which is super cool. You'll stay there. We're going to have a trunk show, and we're going to do questions. We're going to have little games, and I'm going to do some little cool prizes for everybody. So if you're already signed up, thank you. I can't wait to see you. But then if you haven't, you can just go to Eventbrite, and it'll be on at Missouri Star's site that they have on there. I will also post a link to that after this video, so everybody has that information. And then in June, we have MSA, which is Missouri Star Academy, which I was asked, this year to attend. I already taught it in June of last year, so I'm going to be back there. You can come and sign up if you want to head down to Missouri Star and I will be teaching there. So I'll be there 2 months in a row, which is super fun. And MSA is great because you get to meet with so many other designers, especially like in the quilt world. That's mainly what it's for. And it's so great. Like last year I got to work with Tammy Jones, and we had Lena Owens. Like there were so many of us that were there, and it was just such a great time. Teresa Coates, phenomenal, love her work. I mean, we had so many. We had Corey from Sparrowing, I believe is her company. She is great. She's a brand new designer with Maywood Studios. She's such a breath of fresh air, you know, and everybody, when I tell you, we had such a great A team, and like Missouri Star really put this together, and the team who, you know, Beth, if you are watching, thank you. You did an amazing job. It was such a fun time. I definitely recommend it, and it's really not that expensive. The hardest part is just finding a place to stay. And out there's so many, you know, the Doan family, they have a bunch of Airbnbs. They are wonderful. So you should definitely check that out. And then we're in July. I have a couple of different things. I'm going to Grand Haven, Michigan, where I will be teaching at the Lighthouse Quilt Guild. It's a 2-day event, which is super fun. You can go to their website. I'll also post a link if you wanted to come up, if you're in the Michigan area, to come kind of hang out and see me, which is super cool. They're a really cool guild, you know, very picturesque town. Anything that you could think, if you're thinking about like small town, beautiful life, that's it. I love the place. Been there a couple times. So yeah, I mean, I have a full packed, you know, year next year. I mean, and then August, my rollout for my fabric is in August. So all the stores will be receiving their stuff, you know, pending any shipping issues. But by September, my fabric will be in every store in the world. Hopefully I'll be carried in Botswana, you know. I'm really excited about this. This was such an amazing journey for me. It's been exactly 1 year since I signed my contract with Andover, and they have been just so gracious, and, you know, bringing me into their family was one of the highlights of my career, and I couldn't be more grateful to the team. Adam, he's the owner of the company, and, you know, when I was doing this journey, you know, going through trying to find a house that would, you know, fit me and fit my personality for fabric design, you know, that personal touch, Adam picked up the phone and he called me, and he's like, oh my God, I just saw your stuff. You know, I love what you do. I would love for you to be a part of the Andover family. And, you know, that made all the difference. You know, we're like a little family over there. So him picking up the phone to call me was better than anything I could have ever, you know, wanted in life. So thank you, Adam, for that. And to the amazing team, you know, Karen, Sarah Maxwell, Chris Ross, you know, like everybody, Lorraine, my artistic director, she's everything. I mean, there's so many of us, you know, that have helped me realize this fabric, you know, and it was so much easier than I thought it was going to be because I pulled from what I knew. This entire line was inspired by my late grandmother, who I used to spend summers with, you know, and she was one of those people who was like old school, and she did things a certain way. I always laugh because her house was like a time capsule. And for me, it being trapped in those late 40s, early 50s was everything to me. And that's kind of where I pulled the inspiration for this line from. You know, I would spend summers with her, and we would be having tea, and well, she would have coffee, I would drink tea, and we'd have cookies that she would make, and we would spend time in her garden feeding the birds. I mean, my grandmother was so funny. She would go out and she would be down, you know, fuddling in the garden, and all of a sudden she'd be surrounded. It was like, you know, Snow White or Cinderella with all the little animals. And they would come and they would literally perch in her lap, and she would feed them. And it was just like such an amazing time in my life, and such a great memory that I had of her. So this is an homage to her. And I think we could maybe we should get started. I can kind of show you, you know, what it is, and I hope you like it. So let me adjust this, and then everybody can see this. All right, so this is my first print. This is called Sparrow Falls. It's a beautiful birds that, like the sparrows, this is who she used to feed. And she used to grow these beautiful morning glories and small flowers in her, you know, in her yard. And just everything about this screams my grandmother. So this is the ivory color. And then this line, I have multiple prints, and it comes in different colorways. So you don't have to be boxed in. But if you buy a pre-cut, once they come out, you'll be able to get all of these prints. This one is one of my favorites. I love it. It's about a medium print. It's really nice. It also comes in this moss green, which is one of my favorites. I mean, I love this color. It's so pretty. I don't know if you could see that. Perfect. I hope you really like that. And then it also comes in this Prussian blue. It's a little bit darker, so it gives you some contrast. I love it. And it's, you know what, again, passion project. I hope everybody's enjoying so far. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments, and I will answer as I can. All right, and so this is the print that I actually started with. This is what started it all. So this is a teapot. My grandmother had these teapots, this teapot on her. Here, let me see if I can lay that flatter. There we go. All right, so my grandmother had this teapot on her counter growing up, and it had a matching sugar bowl and a matching creamer, and she brought it from Italy. You know, it was there forever and a day. It just sat on her table, and I took that, and this is what started the inspiration for it. So this is called Teapot Blue. It's this beautiful, like, sky teal. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. It's just so pretty and so precious, and I love it. And it's great to fussy cut. It's spaced perfectly, so you could get a perfect 3-inch square every time, whether you do it on the flower or the pot. So for my fussy cutters out there, which I am, these prints are perfect for you. As a matter of fact, most of my prints in here have been strategically placed so you could fussy cut. It's one of the things that I love to do, and you'll see that a lot in my quilting where I've fussy cut everything. So that was very important to me. All right, and then I have it in the Prussian blue. Again, so you have a darker option, which I love. I think that dark, you know, is just so pretty. And then I have it in the ivory. I mean, just gorgeous. So when it comes out, you're going to have fun with it. It'll be great. All right, so this one is even special too. So I don't know if any of you grew up in like an inner city where you lived in a multi-unit building, like a 2-flat or a 3-flat. Well, when I grew up, we grew up in a 3-flat. And when you would walk in to my Gram's house, they had a foyer. So her floor was the first floor, and then upstairs were rented. And this was the actual flooring that was in the foyer. I literally took pictures of it, and it was like browns and creams. I believe it was linoleum, if I'm being honest. And so what I did is I uploaded it into my design program, and we just played with the color and changed it. And so that's how this print came. This was actual flooring from the 40s, because the house was built in like the late 40s, like post-war. So, I mean, I love it. I love this small print. It's very versatile, and it comes in different colors. This is called Cinnamon. So it's got a little bit of yellows and some light blue, that, you know, that teapot blue, which is so pretty. I love this so much. And this one is there. This print is called Seed, by the way, because it does kind of look like little seeds. So this one is the ivory color. And it's, if you can see that, it's got yellows, greens, and then the different blues. I find this one, out of the 3 colorways that we did, this one's my favorite, but I usually err towards light. I mean, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've recently ventured into playing with deep colors for background fabric. I would totally gravitate towards this just in general if you've seen my other quilts. So, and then again, we have it in the Prussian blue, which is, it has all the colors. It has, you know, the greens and the cinnamon and everything, which was so fun. It was such a beautiful place to grow up, and I had so much inspiration, you know, drawn from that, you know, that experience in my life. So I also have some plaids that are, you know, they're called checks. This one is cinnamon. It's those deep reds and pinks and cream, and then we have a little bit of gold in there. I love the way that I designed my plaids. They are super easy to work with. You know, when I was designing, I had to make sure. So many of us struggle, right, with plaids, and people are afraid to work with it. But the way that I've placed this, you don't get a bad cut when you are, excuse me, when you are cutting it. So, and I'm actually going to show you some projects that I'm working on for the line that will showcase this, and you'll be so amazed at how well and designed it has been for you to cut up. Okay, this one is the this is the flack, which is the multicolor. And it has most of the colors that are in the line. This is really pretty. Just imagine if you wanted a really pretty, you know, shirt for your husband, or even for yourself. This is such a great material, and it's so pretty. I think this would make a beautiful shirt. And then I have the teapot blue again, which it brings in the greens and, you know, the yellows and blues. So pretty. I'm telling you, this would make beautiful, beautiful shirts. Even other projects, quilting, anything you could think of. I'm a plaid guy. I think they're great, and I think that they're a lot of fun. It adds a lot of depth and dimension to your quilting or any of your projects. So for me, you'll hear me brag about a plaid every time. All right. This is my next one. This is called Bloom. So my grandmother used to have these vines that would grow up the side of her house. And they used to have these little flowers that would grow. And I never knew what they were. I knew that they were pretty, but no matter what she did to like move them or separate them, they would still grow. They were very hardy. And so they used to grow up the side of her house, and they were attached to her, like where her fireplace chute was on the outside. So I had to do that. I just remember her tending to them, and I just thought it was beautiful. This is teapot blue again. It also comes in this flack color. So I don't know if you remember, everybody, but back in the day, that butter yellow was so popular, and I needed to bring it back. When I tell you, butter yellow is such a nostalgic color, especially for kitchens and like just design. Anybody who has been in an older house and has seen this color, it is everything when I tell you. It is just so pretty. It's so beautiful. I love it. Very 1940s, you know, because that's what's the era, you know, but so pretty. And then I have the ivory with blue flowers. Here it is. I mean, this is also beautiful, and I love the contrast. It's on this pretty ivory creamy color. You know, I adore it. Super fun. And these are my grandmother's roses of Sharon. I actually have them in my yard. I have cuttings from them, and they have bloomed. If everybody knows that roses of Sharon are like a very hardy, beautiful bush flower, but this is it. These would grow in her yard. She had them that lined the back fence. They would get super tall, and they attract bees, and they're just great for the environment. They're just such a beautiful, And I had to honor her. She loved them so much. You know, I mean, and this is my largest print in the mix. So that's the ivory. It also comes in this deep Prussian blue with the pink, you know, the pink roses of Sharon, which is a typical color for them. I love it with the little, you know, the little blue buds. I think this is just gorgeous. It's great for backing, but also too, if you've noticed, here, let me put this down. They're pretty large, right? So if you measure them, the width, they're 2.5 inches. Imagine if you made this a 3-inch cut, you could fussy cut these for cornerstones and just, you know, play with them. I mean, they're so great. The largest flower is 3.5 inches. Actually, they're 3.25 from width. So if you went up to 3 3/4, just imagine how much play you could have with this. Or cut them out and then do applique. Like, they're really beautiful. So I thought you'd like to see that. And then, again, with the butter yellow, with the flowers. So pretty. I love this color. Just love, love, love this butter yellow. And it's so nostalgic, you know? And it's great. So, that's for my prints. It was very important to me that I had a blender. So, I'm going to show you my blenders now. So, here we go. This is the Teapot Blue. They're a little textured. Look at how gorgeous that is. And this is called Moss. So you'll be able to get it. One of the things that was super important to me, I don't know about you all, but very few designers that come out, unless they have, excuse me, unless they have an essentials line, it's very rare that you see in the quilting industry where they add a blender to their line. You know, I love something that matches, so I don't have to go out and pick it. If it's part of the line, it just makes it so much easier for everybody when you're purchasing to work with it. Because I have a bunch of them. I have 5, I believe. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I have 6. There's 6 blenders that come in this line. This is the Teapot Blue. It's super fun. You could use any of these as background fabric, as an accent. It's great. So that is the Teapot Blue. Please be on the lookout for this. And you know, it's something that I plan on doing moving forward, is carrying these blenders throughout my career as a fabric designer. Because I feel like, how great is it? You could go in, buy the entire line, and then you don't have to search for that. Like, oh, what am I going to pair it with? What color am I going to do for the background? This alleviates that for you while you're using it. And you'll have it on staff. If you want to mix and match with other fabrics, you can, you know? So that's the first one. Here's the Prussian Blue, which is the deeper blue. Again, same texture, which is super fun. I love it. I love the texture. How I came up with this is that this was a wall in my grandmother's pantry. It was like a plaster wall, and it had all these, like, I think they used to call it popcorning. I took a picture of that, I uploaded it, and then I just played with the color and the tone. That's how this was. It was like a vintage plaster thing. So I hope you like that. Here's the cinnamon red, which is so pretty. And you know, and in person, the colors are super rich. And, you know, I'm in awe of it. Like, I'm so happy. They did such a good job. Andover, phenomenal. Our fabric is like butter too. It's super soft. It's good quality, like best quality in my opinion. I love everything about it. I have that butter yellow. Had to have it, you know. I mean, like, super beautiful. I believe we're calling it flax because that's kind of it. But look at how gorgeous that is. And it looks like velvet to me. Actually, my friend Susan Brown, she's the one who says it kind of looks like velvet. She loved the texture. So yeah, I'm stealing that from you, Susan, if you're on. All right, and I have moss green. I had to have this on a bolt because I have so much because I'm making projects with it. But that's the moss green, which I love. So pretty. I'm a big green and warm tones person. I tend to gravitate towards those. And then last but not least, the ivory, which is so pretty. And the two projects that I have designed quilt-wise for my fabric line are using this as the background because it's just so rich. It just brings everything to life, and it's so pretty. As you can see, the little design, you know, that's in it. I mean, it really does. It's truly a plaster wall. So, all right, let's jump into this now. I'm gonna have to push this up. How is everybody doing today? Thank you for hanging out with me. I want to kind of show you the project that I'm working on. So this is called Crisscross. The pattern is available now on my website. You can get it now, but it is going to be paired in a kit also for you called Crisscross. I have one row done. I just wanted to show you all. Here it is. And remember I said a little bit earlier that my plaid is like perfect for cutting? Look at that. It's completely straight. You cannot go wrong with my plaid. Here it is in the different color tone. Last one in the red, I wanted to make sure I showed you. And then I will post a link. I mean, look at how perfect that is. And then my bloom. And then that butter yellow. Look at that. So pretty. It makes me so happy to bring this to you all. I hope you like that. So, does anybody have any questions for me? I hope you enjoyed seeing what I came up with, and I hope that it excites you and allows you to, you know, think about things that you want to do with your, you know, with the fabric. You know, I mean, this, like I said, this was a labor of love. As a matter of fact, let me grab this. I can actually show you the pattern. Here we go. So this is the pattern. This is what the quilt looks like. And you'll get the whole pattern. It'll give you everything that you need. And then it comes with a little template set, you know, a paper cutout for the borders. All these are half rectangles. It's just an illusion to give it that, you know, to make it look like that. It's super pretty. I wanted to showcase the fabric. And the most important thing about the projects that you're going to receive if you buy my pattern, they are pre-cut friendly. This quilt takes a layer cake. So if you were to buy the kit, you're gonna get a layer cake. That center square is 9 inches. So you're just trimming an inch off of each side and that's done. Half of the quilt is done for you. And then the rest is strip sets and, you know, setting pieces and sashing. Like super done. You can get this quilt done even if you're somebody who's brand new to quilting or if you're an advanced person, you could get this done in a couple days. If you're super fast, you can get it done in a day. Totally quilt in a day. I also have one that's called Fancy Free. I'm going to show that to you right now. This is another one that takes a layer cake. So if you bought the kit, you would get it. It's stars and chains. And when I tell you, super easy to put together, I mean, I couldn't make it any easier. I mean, like super fun. And it gives you an illusion. I don't know if you could see that. As you can see the stars, you know, you have the points here. It kind of looks like 3D, which is so fun. And even the plaids look good in it. So, does anybody have any questions for me? Let's see. All right. Here we go. All right. So yes, so if somebody just asked if you pre-order the fabric or the kits, when will it ship? So we are expecting our fabric at the end of August. It will be shipping by September. You will have it at some point in September, pending any, shipping issues. As soon as I get it, the kits will be made. And I mean, it's basically done for you because you're getting a layer cake with both kits. And then I just have to cut the yardage and it'll be shipped promptly. So if you went on my Etsy page, you can pre-order anything. You can pre-order yardage, you can pre-order kits. And like I said, the patterns are currently available. Hey, Jill. Very good question. So she asked where I'm going to be carried. Check with your local stores. I've done my due diligence to go to my local stores to get them carried. If your local quilt shop doesn't carry Andover, tell them that you want it and have them reach out to a rep. If there's a certain shop that doesn't carry it, please let me know in the comments. If they don't carry Andover, I can, mill it out to Chris Ross, who handles that, and we can get them a rep so then they could start carrying it. Because honestly, I'm not the only designer at Andover. We would love to be in every store across the world. We want Andover to be on shelves next to Moda, next to Riley Blake. We want to be there with you. So if you're small town or wherever you're at, if they don't happen to carry Andover, please let us know, because then we want to be there. It's not a lack of wanting. We need to get in there. So, but that's it. Does anybody have any more questions for me? Please don't be shy. We'll see. Okay. Let's see here. Can everybody see what I just wrote? Because all of a sudden all of my comments went away. Oh, there we are. Okay. There's the comments. Perfect. All right. Cindy, you asked, are all the fabrics listed on your Etsy store? Yes, they are. They are all listed there. You can see them. They are in a pre-order. You can get everything there, including the kits. Thank you, Carolyn, for, loving my stuff. I really appreciate it. Sue asked, will any of the collection be in wide back options? Not this one. Unfortunately, we didn't, because it was my first line, but in the future, we have talked about it. So definitely that is something that's in the works for future lines. So 1800s prints, please. I think I could do the exchange for these. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I will be in Grand Haven hold on, let me grab my book because I want to double check. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go off camera for a minute. I will be in Grand Haven from June 8th through the 9th. So I'll be there for 2 days. It's a Monday and a Tuesday. It'll be at 5 p.m. on the 8th, and then I'm teaching a class from 9 to 2:30 the next day. So if you want to come out and see me. All right. So, and that's for you, Joyce, for those who are there. How many fabrics are in total? I have, do you want to know if you're asking about color, I have I have the same fabric, but in different colorways. So total fabrics with the different colors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I have 24 prints in total. And if you were just asking how many fabrics without the color, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 prints, but in different colorways. Patterns are beautiful. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate it. So, Joanne, I love you. You're one of my favorite people in the whole world. I'm so glad we're friends. Will the kits have backing? So, if I do, I haven't decided it yet as far as backing is concerned. If I do, it'll be a limited number. These are fairly large quilts. Crisscross is 82 inches square, and so is Fancy Free. That's a lot of fabric. If I do decide to do that, it will be very limited, Veronica, but we'll talk. Yes, so August of 2026, Teresa, that's when it will be actually being shipped to stores, and it'll be on the shelves at the end of August, early September. Oh, thank you, Deb. I appreciate it. Will you be at the Road to California? No. So unfortunately, I had to, I was planning on being at Road to California, but I had a conflict because I'm doing a boot camp retreat down in Sarasota, Florida during that exact time. But I do plan on doing it for 2027. So a lot of you that know me know that I also work full time. I work for the government, and I only have so much time off. So I have to space out everything because I'm at the end of my career. I've done 25 years for the government. I'm maxed out on how many vacation days and sick days that I actually get. And so I utilize it for this. So I have to pick until I retire, then I'm kind of limited to what I can do. So I really wish. I heard Road to California is a lot of fun. I will, however, be at Paducah. Oh, okay. Veronica wanted to know about the quilt behind me. So this quilt is called Fanning Lattice. This is one of my newest designs. It's actually the second to the last design for 2025. I designed this using my dear friend Renee Naniman's retro ho-ho fabric. And this comes together so quick. Hi, baby. Sorry about that, guys. She likes to come up when I'm talking because she wants to be, in my face. But yeah, this is a beautiful line. You can get her retro ho-ho on needlelove.com if you want to see it. Renee, if you are watching, I absolutely love you. She knows that. We're very good friends. She has been one of my biggest inspirations and one of my favorite designers for years. I absolutely love her. And you have to see her stuff as well. Like, if you like blenders, she has a line out and she's on her third round. It's called Cottage Cloth. When I tell you it's beautiful, that's this red and white that you see in the line. It is so pretty, the texture on it. Let me see if I actually have a piece of it out. So I like to pack things up as I go. I actually don't, but I don't know. Here, as a matter of fact, let's do this so you guys can see it. I mean, look at the texture on this. It is so pretty and it is so luxe and beautiful. I absolutely adore it. Like, I've been using it a lot lately. And I recommend any of you to get it. If your local store carries it, do that. I would definitely check in with your local store and do that because it is so luxe and so pretty. Oh yeah, she definitely wants my attention. Yes, government retirement is good. So yeah, you can get this pattern on my page now. It does require a template, But if you download it, there is a paper template that comes with it. I used the QT 30-degree fan blade. So yeah, that's what I used, but I do provide a paper template for those who don't have that or don't want to invest in another template for their, repertoire. Yes, Veronica, you want me to type in like the information behind this? I will. As soon as we're done with the live feed, I will go into and I'll put everything down for it. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate it, my friend. You'll get to see it in person next Saturday, as a matter of fact, at our, I will be coming out for UFO. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate it so much. Yes. So my friend Janet is actually going to be coming down with me to go to Missouri Star for my retreat. I still have seats left if you guys want to go. It'll be twofold for you. You can come and see me, hang out, take some classes, but then you also get to go to, you get to come to Missouri Star and shop. I mean, it's heaven on earth. Like, let's be honest, for quilters, it is Disneyland. So I love Missouri Star. It's one of my favorite places to go. Yes, Veronica, listen, if you know a local guild or a shop that you want me to come to, send me the message, get me their information, and I would oblige to come out. I would love to. I want to see all of the United States. I want to bring what I do to anywhere that doesn't typically have, who has access to a major city or wherever it goes. I would love to be there. Like I said earlier, I would go to Botswana if they wanted me. I want to travel the world and bring quilting to every inch of this planet. So, all right. Does anybody have any more questions for me? I'm here. We still have about 10 more minutes before I'm going to sign off. So if you have any questions, just ask. And it doesn't have to necessarily be about this. Like I said, I'm working on this project now to get it ready so I can bring it with me to Florida. I'm pretty fast. And now that I got my amazing new machine, I can crank these out. They're going pretty quickly. So... I could say this. So also too, if you're not on any of the, if you don't have Etsy or you would like to pre-purchase, privately message me on Facebook Messenger if you would like to pre-order anything, just contact me through private messenger. I will definitely reach out and we'll take care of that. In Los Angeles, yes, Carolyn, you let me know. Let's set something up. I know you're a part of a guild, so we'll definitely do that. Janet wants to know if I will do a trunk show in Okoboji. That is entirely up to Susan. Susan, I love you. So that's up to you. And we'll do that. Maybe... Someone asked this, but will moss be a full line of color in the future? So okay, Susan, yes. My plan is to carry this throughout my career. So at some point, I would like it to be my essentials line. Oh, Susan just said, yes, I can do a trunk show if you guys wanted to. I would love to show off some stuff. I have no problem bringing my stuff for you. Elaine, if I order a fat quarter bundle, do I get all the fabrics in the line? Yes. So my fat quarter bundles carries a fat quarter for each one. It'll be 24 pieces and you will get all of the prints. So yeah, that's it. Susan, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Come on, let's keep the questions coming. Nothing's off limits. Let's go. I'm ready. A rapid fire. Oh. How long have you been quilting and how did you get into it? Oh, beautiful question. So I have been quilting now for almost 13 years, maybe about 14. I mean, depending on whatever, you're thinking. So for me, how I got started. So I got started sewing with my grandmother, and she taught me by hand. My grandmother was a seamstress and my grandfather was a tailor. They had a place. So when I would be home with her and I would go work with her, she would teach me how to sew by hand by ripping my coloring pages out of my coloring book, and she would teach me how to do stitches. Well, fast forward, they had passed away and I never got to learn machine work. So when I discovered quilting, it was at a really rough time in my life. I had just gone through a divorce and like I had no direction. I kind of lost everything financially. It was just a really bad time in my life and I was feeling sorry for myself. I was laying in bed, surfing YouTube, and I discovered the Ultimate Binding tutorial by Jenny Doan. And it was like, you know, that moment where God just smacks you in the face and says, this is your time. Well, that was it. The next morning I got up, I went to Joann, I bought my first machine, I took my first learn to sew, then my learn to quilt, and then 6 months later I was working for Joann as an education director. It was like my whole life I was meant to be doing this. And that's what it is. For me, that's exactly how it was. Let's see. How many quilt patterns have you designed? Oh gosh, I think I am currently sitting at, now, okay, so I've designed a lot of them, but actual that have come to, that are out, I have 30. I've probably designed anywhere between 45 and 50, but here's the thing, as a designer, not all quilt patterns come to fruition. Sometimes they just don't work. I'm not a paper piecer, but I like paper pieced blocks. So I tried to figure out how I can do it without paper piecing, and I've discovered it. And in the recent years, what I have been doing is I designed a template that allows you to work with, you know, quick angles for certain blocks that have been traditionally paper pieced. My template allows you to now traditionally piece using my template set. That's also on my page. So it's super fun. But yeah, I have 30 patterns out. Time to start my book. Oh, I know. I'm thinking maybe once I hit my milestones, then I will definitely do that. I have a few more milestones to hit before I do that. I'd like to be on at least my 4th fabric line before I start thinking about that. But I would kind of like to do what Jenny Doan did and have it where my book has my patterns in it. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Yes. So Lynn Ray, who's a really good friend of mine and a guild member, I absolutely adore her. She actually quilted, bound, put the sleeve. She did everything for me. So what some people do know about me is that I hate to bind, which is funny because my actual origin story started with an ultimate binding tutorial. I absolutely hate it. So now I bind by credit card. So the question is from Carolyn, once you have an idea, how does the sample fabric get created to use as a demo? Okay, so that's a really, really good question, and I'm so glad you asked that. Most people don't ask me about how it works. So I start off with a drawing that I upload into my program, which I use Photoshop, and then I build from there. I'll take pieces of it and I'll move it around and I do that. And then I color everything and then I send my digital files to my team who handles that. And what they do is they decide in that moment what they're going to do, or if we're going to keep the color scheme, if we're going to change it. So for those of you who have saw the preliminaries, you know, like what I was thinking about. So my original color scheme, this was all done in like dark colors because, you know, my grandmother's house was rich, you know, it had burgundies and all this, but it needed to be brought to life. You know, everything was kind of dated. So what we did was we worked with the team and they decided to change my color and all that, which they're an amazing team. there is so many steps to getting your fabric working that you have to go through, and each step is super fun. So when they sent them to me, they're like, what do you think about this colorway? I fell in love. I was like, oh my God. I started crying. As a matter of fact, I called my friend Susan. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. So yeah, that's exactly how it was. That's exactly how you go. So you do take it, and then they send it off to the print press once everything is finalized. I had to pick my font. I had to pick my my logo and everything for the selvage edge. And then they sent it to be printed digitally ahead of time. And then the fabric that you see is digitally printed right now. And then once it comes out, that's when they start screen printing. So your original samples and swatches are all digitally printed. And let me tell you, great quality digital printing. I know that there's oh my God, I don't like digital print. Andover's digital printing quality is butter. So good. No peeling, all great. So and I think part of that is that once they go to the screen printing process, that's why the fabric is so luxe and gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Barb. I appreciate it. Barb Jolly is also my other, she's an amazing quilter. She does a lot of custom stuff. She's on here. Thank you for supporting me, Barb. I'm actually going to see her today. I got to get a quilt done. As a matter of fact, let me show you that quilt. I'm dropping it off today. I know I might have showed it, just in pictures, but this is my last quilt that I designed for 2025. It's called Paper Poinsettias, and this is it. This is all done in cottage cloth by Andover, designed by Renee Nanaman. It's super pretty. This pattern is being written as we speak, so it should be posted hopefully by next week. This actually comes with the template. It's a paper template. This is also a block that's traditionally paper pieced, but I figured out how to do it. If you add a partial seam, you end up with it. But it's so pretty. Oh. So yeah, just wanted to share that. Thank you, Barb. How long did it take to design my fabric? 1 year. So I'm constantly, just so everybody has a frame of reference, I'm always designing. I'm always drawing. I'm always putting stuff together. I can't tell you how many art pieces that I currently have that I have whole lines ready to go. Things that have inspired me. Once I get that bug, that design bug, I just keep going. So this took me maybe 5 weeks to finally curate, because what I do is I just pull from my art repertoire. Sorry about that. I pull things that I'm thinking of, and I just curate from there. I do small, I do large, and then I work on it, and I work on it steady. I am fairly quick because I have a lot of time. Me and my husband, we have opposite schedules, so when he's gone, it gives me a lot of time to work on stuff. So I'm constantly going. So 1 year ago is when I started designing this. We got the process going. I had to go back to the drawing board a couple times. I'm just going to be honest with you. Some of the prints that I put out, they were all great. They kept most of them, but some of them I needed to add bridge pieces. When I first started off, I found it difficult to have a bridge print. So a bridge print is that medium sized. I'm really good at small, and I'm very good at large. It was bridging the gap for the line to bring in those medium prints to give your eye somewhere to rest. So that's what I struggled with in the beginning, but I figured it out. And it was a learning curve, but it was worth every bit of it. So then after that, I sent it off. We got it approved, and fast forward to today, and here we are. Oh, yes, write in the background, or write in a book, and then start my journey now, definitely. Thank you so much, Teresa, for chiming in. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate you. So the whole process has taken exactly 1 year for my fabric to go from sketch to digital to the different revisions to the factory to print, everything. Yeah. The deluxe Energizer bunny always. Yes, I know. So it works to my favor. My ADHD is always on 100. So that's what I believe is my superpower. And it allows me to do what I do. Everybody, I get this question a lot. Do you sleep? Yes, I sleep very well. Do I go to bed late? Yes. Can I function on less than 8 hours of sleep? Yes. Do I get more than 4 hours of sleep a day? Yes. So for me, it's just a matter of what I could do. Because even when I'm on the go, my brain is still firing. I could be sitting at a cafe or at dinner, with friends, my husband, everybody. I can be doing anything. And then I'll have a moment where I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Or I'll see something that'll inspire me. I immediately pick up my phone and I write it down, or I take a picture of something, and then I go home and I see, how could I make this work? How could I turn this into a quilt? So, all right, let's see. Any more comments? All right. Yes. So somebody asked about, will they be able to get just the pre-cuts? Yes. The pre-cuts on my page or on my Etsy page, you can grab. Like you can pre-order now, and I'll have everything. I'll have layer cakes, jelly rolls, charm squares, and fat quarter bundles. No honey buns though. Somebody had asked me in person about honey buns. They're not that popular, at least not where I'm at. All right. Any more questions for me? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody so much for taking the time today to come and visit and just spend some time with me today. It truly means the world to me. I know that, Saturdays are busy for everybody. So this has been an amazing and fruitful day. Please visit me on my my page, my Bryn Mawr Quilts. You can see me on Facebook, Instagram. I will be posting dates of places that I will be soon. I have a lot of things coming up that were going to be super fun. I'm also in the process of working with a very good friend. I almost forgot to mention this. So my very good friend, Marie D'Amico, she's brand new to quilting, maybe about 2 years now. She is absolutely somebody to look out for in 2026. She owns the Darling Starling Quilt Company just here in Illinois. Her designs are unbelievable when I tell you. And her art, she's an artist first and foremost. You have to come see her. So me and her are going to be doing some Q&As. I'm going to be interviewing her. In the next year, I'm going to be doing a small podcast, or actually it'll be like a live video feed. I haven't got all the details worked out, but she's going to be one of my first guests that I'm going to be interviewing. Please be on the lookout for her. When you see her stuff, it's amazing. She's an amazing designer, amazing artist, and I'm look forward to everybody seeing her. Yeah, you'll love Marie. She's great. So be on the lookout for that. Me and her are going to be planning a retreat that we're putting together with some people. I can't give away too much right now because nothing's set in stone. We're in the beginning parts of the thing, but we're thinking about doing a week-long retreat with other local quilters that you may know. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be super fun. So yeah, I want to thank everybody so much for coming out. That's it. I'll answer a few more questions because it seems like everybody's starting to add now. So Cindy, when your projects come out from your Etsy store, will they be digital or screen printed? They will be screen printed. So the digital printed fabric that I have now that I showed you is for me to make my samples for that. So this fabric was sent to me because I have to make the quilts for, you know, for my display booths. So at H&H, you'll be able to see all of my projects that I have up that are designed in my fabric. As a matter of fact, it's funny that you say that. So I have a couple people doing some projects for me that I'm going to put on display that you'll be able to purchase. So like my friend Marie from the Darling Starling Company, she designed a quilt using my fabric, and I will have that available as a pattern for you. It's super fun, so you'll be able to see that. I also have a few more people here. I can tell you their names, as a matter of fact, because I have a couple of designers that are doing some great things for me. If you give me a second, I can pull it up. So I have Afternoon Tea from Janet House. This is this pattern, which you'll be able to get in your local stores. And if you're a shop, you can get it on Checker. It's a pattern. I also have Horace's Hollyhock from Wendy Shepherd. We all love Wendy Shepherd. I know everybody has one of her patterns. This is so beautiful. She really did something unique with my fabric. That's super great. I wish I had a picture of Marie's quilt that she designed. It's called Ozarks. It is, when I tell you, mind-blowing. It looks like you worked so hard, and it is just such a simple block to make. I mean, she's amazing. If she's on right now, please say hi so I can introduce you to everybody. So I have Raindrops from Cheryl Breckley of Meadow Mist Designs. This is super cool. For those of you who are brand new, this is a great starter quilt to learn on. And look at how pretty they used my Prussian blue. Plus, you know, I believe this is going to take pre-cuts. Let me see, as a matter of fact. Yes, it does take pre-cuts. It takes, it's a charm pack quilt. For those of you who want to do it, who like the charms. And then we have a bunch of little projects. Like, so we have like a floral placemats, and we have a table runner. That's really cool. And then there's the Barn Star from Mandy Flinge of Sewing Party. It's a giant star quilt. Look at how pretty. She really made my fabric come to life. It's so cool. And so those are the projects that you're going to be able to see at my booth when you come, if you come to H&H. So my favorite thing to do. Yes, Lynn, it's going to be so much fun. I'm trying to get. Yes, so Lynn, you know Marie by. Oh, you didn't know that about her. Yes, so you didn't know that. I'm sorry, I was reading your comment wrong. Yes, so she's starting into the business. It's going to be super fun. So my Etsy address is Bryn Mawr Quilts at Etsy. I think it's .com or .org. I will post my link at the end of the video when we're done with live. Yes, Carolyn, thank you. I hope you have a happy new year as well. I know. Isn't the Barn Star so pretty? She did a really good job. And you'll be able to get that at local shops. As soon as the pattern is dropped, I will be posting it for sale on my page as well. All the projects that I just showed you, you'll be able to get on my page. Whether they're mine or not, I will have them available for you through my page. I mean, we have to support each other. That's the fun part of quilting, you know. We are here to support each other and build everybody up. You know, this has been such an amazing run for me, and it has happened very quickly. You know, I've just being in the right place in the right time. And as my friend Susan says, you can meet everybody. It's you being hungry and taking a chomp out of it. So that's exactly what I did. Every opportunity that has come my way, I have said yes to, and it has paid off because I want to do this for the rest of my life. This gives me joy and purpose. It allows me to be creative in a way that I've never been able to be creative in my life. You know, I have tried so many things. I have tried different crafts. At one point, I went to cosmetology school, and I finished school, and I did that, and it just, you know, it didn't feed my soul. Quilting and designing feeds my soul, when I tell you. So, and I couldn't have done it without all the support of you all. So thank you so much for taking care of me and allowing me to share what I do with you. What is the time frame to buy? So right now, everything that I have produced is for sale now, for pre-sale. You will be able to get it in shops and everything else as of the end of August, early September. September for sure. It all, like I said, it depends on what region you're in, shipping wise, how it's going to be handled. So that's all you have to wait for is that time frame. So thank you, Marjorie. I appreciate it. All right, folks. Well, I have taken up enough of your time. So I just want to thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to share my journey with you, my amazing, beautiful fabric that I have come up with. I hope you have enjoyed this time with me. And I want to thank you all so much for just being there and allowing me to be a part of your quilt world and your quilt experience. And I couldn't have done this without all the fans and everybody. I want to thank everybody who has helped me along the way. There's been so many of you. It would take me an hour to go through everybody, but I want to thank you all for just allowing me to be a part of your world. So thank you so much. One last question before I go, because I have to answer it. It says, great pattern options. Can't wait to get started. Will you be working on them at your retreat? Yes, I will be working on these at my retreat so everybody could see them. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the new year. So thank you, everybody. Go enjoy your Saturday. I love you all. Happy quilting. Mwah. Bye, folks.